Hello guys, the Maniac Zach here. Fighting games are one of my all-time favorite video game genres. Even if I'm not that great at them, I still love to experience their fantastic gameplay and all of the content that they have to offer. But I really don't have anyone else that I can share this passion with, so YouTube is the only place where I can talk about it. So with that said, I'm going to explain to you guys how the design of fighting games makes them awesome. I'm going to break this video down into 3 points: strategy and competition, execution, and accessibility/depth. So strategy/competition, in my opinion, is the most important aspect in determining the longevity and enjoyment of a fighting game. No matter how great the single player content is, playing against real human opponents is what brings people to the maximum level of enjoying fighting games. Whether if it's playing online against a random stranger or your brother in the same room as you, the competition puts you to the test to show your capabilities and skills. Now obviously, winning isn't going to be satisfying if you don't have any skill. That's where the strategy component comes in. As daunting as it is to invest time to learn and develop skills, especially for newcomers of the genre, it is necessary to get better at them. But this investment is why so many people get turned off by them, especially with the mountain of loss and failure that they have to climb over. In American football, getting tackled in order to be better at the sport is necessary, even if it causes physical pain. Fighting games are the same way. Loss is inevitable no matter how much skill you have. Even the pro-level players can suffer from devastating losses. But even with all that said, I feel sympathy for those people. Video games are meant to bring you into a fictional world where you develop connections with the characters you play as, and when you see them get wiped out, you feel their pain. Furthermore, having a strategy to playing fighting games is the most overlooked concept for newcomers who hop onto them, because in reality, fighting games are a competitive sport and not a button mashing simulator that a lot of people make them out to be. In basketball, you can't just dribble the ball in a straight line towards the net and make a layup. You have to wait for the right moment until there's an opening and there are no opponents in the way. In sports, there is this hidden art of having to be defensive and waiting for the right moment to strike. And this is where the strategy is so crucial. And it's this art that makes sports so enjoyable to watch, especially when someone gets the opportunity to make a sick move. Both fighting games and sports reinforce life lessons that people normally brush off, such as how if you want to reap the benefits, you have to put in the effort yourself and you have to learn from your mistakes in order to get better. I think the fact that people who play fighting games can visually see the frustration that comes from ignoring these crucial messages of life is really smart. In a way, fighting games can be a great teaching tool for people who need to practice these skills in order to succeed in life. But no matter how smart your strategies are, you have to put into action. And this is where the execution comes in. As complicated as they may be, it's fascinating how the designers were able to program these special moves and combos from linking attacks together. Not only that, but the variety of options to beat the crap out of your opponents, and the largest amount of playable characters in any genre in gaming. And when you consider all the special moves and combos, fighting games offer a lot of replayability. It's like Skyrim how no two playthroughs, or in the case of fighting games, matches, are the same. Even if players only use 1 to 3 characters to spend hours mastering and practicing with, having those other options in the roster offers a variety of different playstyles that people can choose from. I know there are hundreds of excellent tutorials for a lot of different fighting games, but videos can only get people so far. As I said before, they need to apply the skills that they've learned when playing fighting games, even if they still lose matches consecutively. And yeah, certain moves are difficult to execute, but in reality, they should be. Relying solely on your character's most powerful moves isn't enough to make you win a match or be any better at using them. These moves are made to be difficult and slow to balance the game and to prevent characters from being too overpowered. Speaking of balance, this is one of the most crucial things to make sure a fighting game succeeds, which carries us over into the next section: accessibility/depth. What separates fighting games from other games is that it has mechanics that are accessible to newcomers, but are also deep enough to be explored with for hundreds of hours. This balance is easier said than done, and if a company focuses too much on either one of these components, then the game isn't going to do too well. No matter how much content a game has, if it's really accessible but doesn't have much depth to it, like ARMS, then people are going to lose interest quickly. But no matter what, as long as the games are enjoyable to play, people are willing to come back and get better at them. The developers of fighting games do have some responsibility to ease players into the game, which is the accessibility, but it's the responsibility of the players to explore into the mechanics of the game and to get better at it, which is where the depth comes in. As awesome as fighting games may be, they don't sell as well as the more popular game genres, and since game companies spend millions of dollars to create their products, they need to make sure their games appeal to a wider audience in order to get a higher return off of their investment. So nowadays, companies have been trying to make their fighting games more accessible than they ever have been before. Some of them, like the newly released Dragon Ball FighterZ, have auto combos that actually encourage you to spam. I'm okay with this as long as it's only a mechanic to ease players a little into the game. Overall, I can see the appeal of this growing but still niche genre in video games. It really taps into the human instinct of competition and trying to win against each other. You can see this in any hyped up evil moment where the top pro players are in a close match where one more combo will instantly kill the other opponent. That's why even though a lot of people don't play Smash Bros competitively, they still enjoy watching it for the excitement and for the spectacle of these pro players going against each other at their max. I respect fighting game developers for making these games, because even if I don't play them as much as I would like to, I appreciate them for working their butt off to make an experience that is fun and balanced at the same time. Fighting games have been around for over 30 years, and now with frequent patches and updates, developers are taking balance much more seriously to make the games even better than before. The genre has seen an excellent evolution over the years, and I would argue that we're at the best point of their legacy since the golden age of the late 1990s. But that's just one man's opinion. What do you think about fighting games? Let me know in the comments below. If you're interested in learning more about the appeal of fighting games and its community, I highly recommend checking out Corey Gaming's channel. He goes way more in depth about this genre than I ever could in this one video. He'll be linked in the card on the top right of the screen and at the very end of the video. And as always, be sure to subscribe to know when future videos are going to be released, as well as to be a part of the Weekend. Follow me on Twitter if you want some exclusive behind the scenes content, and join my Discord server if you want to be a part of a fun community. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.